Welcome, chosen ones. It is our quiet strength, not the clamor of retribution, that defines our journey. Today, we explore a path that resists the urge to react hastily, inviting us instead to trust life's natural course. In this video, we uncover a way of moving forward without being consumed by bitterness or plotting revenge. Instead of chasing retribution, we allow events to unfold, confident that justice is served in its own time. This journey isn't about denying our pain or suppressing our emotions. It is about choosing a different kind of power. We learn to transform our hurt into insight and frustration into quiet resolve. In everyday moments, we see that the strength to let go is far more transformative than immediate retaliation. As chosen ones, we understand that our worth isn't measured by how fiercely we fight back, but by how gracefully we let life teach us its lessons. Here you will find genuine stories, practical advice, and honest reflections that remind us of the value of patience and self-care. Stay with us until the end, and you may discover a renewed sense of purpose, one that nurtures inner peace and promotes a deeper connection with yourself and others. Thank you for joining this conversation, and may you find wisdom in every moment you choose calm over chaos. Your willingness to sit with discomfort and allow healing to occur is a rare strength, one that turns personal challenges into stepping stones for greater understanding and balance. For your journey. Number 1. Power in restraint. Every act of walking away is a quiet revolution. Every day we face moments when someone wrongs us, small betrayals at work, harsh words from a friend, or an unexpected insult on the street. In those moments, the urge to strike back can feel irresistible. Yet, what if true strength isn't measured by our ability to retaliate, but by our capacity to step back and let life sort things out on its own? This is the essence of power in restraint. Imagine being in a situation where every instinct tells you to respond with equal force. The adrenaline rush, the quick-fire thoughts of revenge, it all feels justified, but instead you choose to pause. You decide to prioritize your peace over immediate satisfaction. In doing so, you are not ignoring the hurt. You're acknowledging it and then consciously refusing to let it control you. That decision takes courage, far more than lashing out ever could. This kind of restraint isn't about weakness or avoidance. It's a deliberate, disciplined act that shows you value your own inner balance more than a temporary win. When you walk away, you're essentially saying, "I trust that life will handle this in its own time." It's a nod to the idea that the universe doesn't need our interference to make things right. Instead, you allow natural consequences to take their course, confident that fairness will prevail without you having to lose yourself in the process. There's a liberating quality to this approach. You're no longer tied to the constant cycle of anger and retribution. Every time you resist the pull of revenge, you reclaim a piece of your power. That power is not about controlling others, but about mastering your own reactions. It frees up mental space and energy that can be redirected toward building a better life, one defined by growth, understanding, and inner peace. By embracing restraint, you set an example without uttering a single word. People around you notice your calm in the face of chaos, and that quiet strength often inspires change in others. In a world that sometimes seems obsessed with instant payback, choosing to wait and let the natural order settle the score is nothing short of revolutionary. In the end, the discipline to walk away isn't a concession. It's a profound statement of self-respect. It's a reminder that real power comes from understanding that you are not the sum of others' actions, but the master of your own destiny. So, next time you're tempted to retaliate, remember, every calm step forward is a victory over the chaos of anger. Number 2. Self-destruction mechanism. Revenge is a chain that binds you tighter than any enemy ever could. When you're caught in the cycle of revenge, every waking moment feels like you're carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders. Instead of letting go and moving forward, you become trapped in a loop of suspicion and anxiety. It's ironic. Those who crave payback often end up living in a constant state of alertness, as if the world is always closing in on them. That ever-present paranoia isn't just tiring. It's slowly unraveling the very essence of who you are. Imagine starting your day with the sole purpose of settling old scores. Your mind becomes a battlefield where every thought is a reminder of past hurts. You become so fixated on getting even that there's little room left for any other kind of emotion. The constant planning, plotting, and replaying of old events leads you down a path where guilt seeps in, uninvited, and takes residence. Every action becomes second-guessed, and every interaction is tainted by the suspicion that someone might be out to get you, or that you might end up causing more harm than healing. This self-destruction mechanism is subtle and insidious. At first, you might feel a twisted sense of satisfaction in holding on to your grudge, as if you're ensuring that justice will eventually be served. But over time, this relentless focus on revenge turns into a corrosive force. Instead of helping you recover from the pain inflicted upon you, it intensifies it, making every new encounter a potential trigger for further bitterness. Your world narrows until only the memory of hurt remains, eclipsing the possibility of forgiveness, growth, or even simple happiness. The paradox is clear. By planning to hurt others, you end up hurting yourself the most. The energy you spend nurturing your anger could be used to rebuild and transform your life. Instead, you find yourself isolated, with relationships strained by your inability to let go. The relentless search for retribution blinds you to the opportunities for healing that are right in front of you. Understanding this self-destruction mechanism is the first step toward breaking free from it. By recognizing that the pursuit of revenge is a trap, you empower yourself to choose a different path, one that values inner peace over perpetual conflict. In doing so, you not only reclaim your own happiness but also create space for genuine connection and growth, proving that sometimes the most powerful response is simply to let go. Number 3. The burden of revenge. When you set out to get even, you risk stepping into a darkness that mirrors the very pain you suffered. Seeking revenge might seem like a way to level the scales, but in reality, it binds you to the same murkiness that envelops those who hurt you. Every moment spent plotting payback is a moment lost in a cycle of bitterness and anger, a cycle that can quickly take over your life. Think about it like this. When someone wrongs you, there's a natural impulse to react, to make things right by hitting back. But once you choose that path, you're not just fighting them, you're also battling your own inner light. Each act of retribution is like adding another link to a heavy chain that drags you down into the same shadowy place you're trying to escape. Instead of lifting you up, revenge roots you deeper in negativity. Imagine carrying around a backpack filled with all your grievances. Every grudge is a stone weighing you down as you try to move forward. With each new act of retaliation, you add another stone. Before you know it, that backpack becomes so heavy that it limits your ability to enjoy life, to trust again, or to embrace new opportunities. Instead of clearing the air, revenge just clouds your vision, making it harder to see the good that still exists around you. Moreover, by choosing revenge, you signal to the world that you are willing to stoop to a level where hostility is the norm. In doing so, you risk losing the moral high ground, transforming into someone who mirrors the very behavior you despise. This isn't about being weak or forgiving the wrongdoer. It's about protecting your own well-being. When you hold back, you preserve your integrity and keep yourself free from the toxic influence of unending conflict. There's a quiet power in choosing to walk away. It's a reminder that real strength lies in the ability to rise above the need for revenge, to break free from the grip of anger and resentment. Instead of fueling the fire of negativity, you create space for healing and growth. By letting go of the urge to retaliate, you reclaim your time, your peace, and your energy, resources that are far better spent on building a brighter, more positive future. So, as you navigate the challenges of life, remember that seeking revenge isn't a solution. It's a burden that ties you to the same darkness. Choosing to step away not only frees you from that weight, but also lights the path toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Number 4. Growth over grudges. Clinging to grudges is like living in a self-made prison. Every time you hold on to a grudge, you build invisible walls around yourself. Instead of moving forward, you replay every hurtful moment, allowing the past to dictate your present. This isn't about being weak. It's about the trap of focusing on what went wrong rather than what you can become. When you choose to let go, you free up energy that can be used for growth and evolution, a process that turns pain into progress. Think of it this way. Each time you nurse a grudge, you're stacking another brick in a wall that separates you from a brighter future. That wall keeps you from fully experiencing life, locking you into a cycle of negativity that prevents you from learning new lessons or finding fresh opportunities. It's a subtle kind of imprisonment, where the key to freedom lies not in holding on to resentment, but in actively choosing to evolve. What if, instead of replaying the past, you redirected your focus toward building a better future? Shifting from grudges to growth means using every experience, even the painful ones, as fuel for self-improvement. It's about taking responsibility for your own happiness rather than letting old wounds define you. This change isn't about excusing bad behavior or forgetting the past. It's about reclaiming control over your own life. By focusing on personal growth, you decide to invest in yourself rather than wasting energy on bitterness. Each day becomes a chance to learn something new, to refine your character, and to become a stronger version of yourself. With every step you take, you chip away at the walls built by grudges, opening up a world where forgiveness and understanding pave the way for progress. When you choose growth over grudges, you also choose to live more freely. You stop allowing someone else's actions to dictate your emotions, and instead steer your life toward something positive. It's not an easy transition. Letting go of resentment takes courage and time, but the rewards are immense. You gain mental clarity, emotional strength, and a deeper capacity for joy and connection. So let this be a reminder. Your true freedom lies in your ability to grow and evolve. Instead of being imprisoned by old hurts, choose to break down those walls. Embrace the lessons that come with every experience and use them to build a future that's defined by progress, not by past grievances. In doing so, you reclaim your power and create a life filled with hope and endless possibility. Number 5. Redefining justice. Justice isn't a scoreboard, it's a journey toward inner clarity. When most people think of justice, they picture a scale being perfectly balanced, a quick fix that evens the score. But real justice goes deeper. It isn't about marking a win by punishing those who hurt you. Instead, it's about freeing yourself from the need to prove something to the world. When you let go of the desire for validation or vindication, you allow yourself to grow beyond the cycle of conflict and resentment. Imagine spending every day watching for signs that someone has wronged you, waiting for that moment when you can finally show them they were in error. That constant vigilance creates a tension inside you, a nagging sense that your worth depends on someone else's misfortune. Over time, this becomes a heavy burden, an endless loop of emotional exhaustion. Real justice, however, lies in turning your attention inward. It's about recognizing that your self-respect and personal progress aren't tied to how others behave. By redefining justice in this way, you shift from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. Instead of measuring your success by the harm done to others, you measure it by the strength you build within yourself. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every setback an opportunity to refine your character. This approach transforms the idea of justice into a personal journey of evolution, one that values inner growth over external retribution. Letting go of the need for vindication doesn't mean you ignore wrongs or allow mistreatment to go unchallenged. It means that you choose to rise above the urge to respond in kind, instead embracing actions that reflect your deeper values. In doing so, you break free from the corrosive influence of anger and reclaim control over your emotional well-being. This self-determined path doesn't just protect you, it empowers you. In a world that often glorifies retaliation, stepping back to prioritize self-knowledge and growth is a radical act. It allows you to see that true strength comes not from making others suffer, but from nurturing your own resilience. With every choice to let go of petty disputes and focus on what truly matters, you create space for peace and authenticity. Ultimately, redefining justice means understanding that your life isn't defined by a need to even the score. It's defined by your ability to transform pain into progress and to move forward with a clear mind and a compassionate heart. This is the kind of justice that sets you free, one that's measured not by external outcomes, but by the depth of your inner peace. Number 6. Mental real estate. Your mind is your sanctuary, a space too precious to let negativity move in for free. Imagine your thoughts as rooms in your home. Every thought you allow occupies valuable space, just like a tenant in a cozy apartment. When you let negative emotions or memories linger, it's like handing over free rent to someone who brings nothing but clutter and chaos. You decide that inner peace is worth far more than any fleeting anger or regret. That's why you refuse to give anyone or any bad memory a permanent address in your mind. Every day you encounter moments that try to overstay their welcome, old grudges, hurtful words, or mistakes that replay in your head. Instead of letting these thoughts squat in your mental space, you choose to clear them out. It's not about pretending they never happened. It's about not letting them define your inner landscape. You actively decide what deserves a spot in your head and what doesn't. Think of it like managing a property. You set strict boundaries and only allow tenants who add value, thoughts of gratitude, hope, or creativity to live there. Toxic ideas or emotions, they get shown the door. This isn't just a metaphor. It's a daily practice. You might pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that every minute spent dwelling on negativity is a minute lost from nurturing what truly matters. By not paying free rent to destructive thoughts, you create space for growth and positive energy. Your mind becomes a well-kept haven, a place where innovative ideas flourish and where genuine connections can form. This isn't about ignoring life's hardships. It's about choosing to invest your mental energy in what builds you up rather than what drags you down. When you take control of your mental real estate, you also take control of your destiny. You declare that your inner peace is non-negotiable, a fortress built on the decision to let go of what doesn't serve you. With every negative thought you evict, you make room for something better, a more resilient, hopeful, and clear-minded version of yourself. So next time you catch yourself revisiting an old pain or harboring a grudge, remember, you're the landlord of your mind. Choose wisely who gets to live there. In doing so, you protect your inner peace, and that peace is the ultimate victory over chaos and negativity. Number 7. The unexpected defeat. Peace isn't just the absence of conflict, it's the unexpected victory that turns your enemy's schemes against them. Every time someone expects you to be consumed by anger or bitterness, you defy those expectations simply by choosing peace. Instead of giving your adversaries the satisfaction of watching you crumble, you remain composed and centered. Their entire plan rests on the idea that if they provoke you enough, you'll lose control and become a mirror of their own negativity. But when you stay calm, their strategy falls apart. The moment you hold your ground in quiet dignity, you reveal the hollowness of their intentions. Imagine it like a trap meticulously set by those who wish to see you fall. They assume that anger is inevitable, that you will eventually lash out. However, by choosing peace, you deny them that victory. Instead, every attempt they make to push you towards despair only reinforces your inner strength. Their hope for your breakdown becomes a self-imposed failure. When you refuse to react in kind, you turn their plot against them, leaving them with nothing but their unmet expectations. Choosing peace means reclaiming control over your own life. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending that hurt never happened. It's about understanding that your reactions are yours alone, and that no one has the right to dictate how you respond. With every calm breath you take in the face of provocation, you not only protect your well-being, but also send a powerful message to those who try to unsettle you. You are in charge, and their efforts are futile. In those quiet moments after the chaos subsides, you find a profound clarity that is impossible to achieve in a storm of conflict. The energy you save by not engaging in bitter disputes becomes a wellspring for personal growth and fulfillment. Your life moves forward with a serene confidence that is both inspiring and unshakable. Meanwhile, your adversaries are left grappling with their own bitterness and unmet desires for retribution. Their expectation of your downfall has backfired spectacularly, and in their own eyes they become the defeated. Let this be a reminder. By choosing peace over anger, you deliver an unexpected defeat to those who hope to see you broken. In doing so, you transform their schemes into their own undoing, proving that true power lies in self-mastery and the quiet courage of staying true to yourself. Remember, the choice to remain peaceful is not a sign of weakness. It is a deliberate act of strength. Each calm response chips away at the power of anger, reminding everyone that your spirit remains unbreakable, even when the world expects you to fall. Your peace is your undeniable triumph. Number 8. Higher perspective. Looking at life from a higher perspective means more than just stepping back. It means truly understanding that every action has its natural consequences. When you choose to rise above the desire for revenge, you open yourself up to a bigger picture where life itself takes care of balancing the scales. Instead of sinking into the urge to retaliate, you trust that every hurtful act will eventually be met with its own form of justice. This trust doesn't ignore the pain you feel, but it redirects your focus towards growth, healing, and inner strength. Think of it this way. When someone wrongs you, the impulse to get even can be overwhelming. However, spending your energy on plotting revenge only keeps you stuck in a cycle of negativity. In contrast, by taking a step back and observing the broader landscape, you see that life naturally sets things right over time. Every mistake and misdeed creates ripples that eventually return to the source, not because of any deliberate act on your part, but because the natural order of things ensures balance. By choosing this higher perspective, you free yourself from the trap of constant conflict. Instead of letting bitterness take root, you allow yourself the space to learn, adapt, and grow. Your focus shifts from punishing others to improving yourself, and in doing so, you reclaim your power. The energy you save from not seeking revenge is invested in building a life full of purpose and peace. This shift not only benefits you, but also sends a quiet message to those who hope to see you broken. Your strength lies in your ability to let go. It's a transformative choice. When you step back and trust that life will address the wrongs done to you, you experience a freedom that no act of vengeance can offer. You understand that waiting for natural consequences is often wiser and more fulfilling than forcing a confrontation. In the end, this higher perspective becomes your secret weapon, a way to live without the heavy burden of grudges and anger. So, next time you feel the temptation to even the score, pause and take a breath. Look at the bigger picture and remember that life has a built-in mechanism for justice. By choosing to see the larger picture, you embrace a future defined by personal growth and resilience. Allow life to take its natural course, and in doing so, you pave the way for a more balanced and peaceful existence. By embracing this higher perspective, you not only free yourself from endless cycles of conflict, but also unlock the potential for a more joyful life. Every day becomes an opportunity to reflect, learn, and grow further with genuine passion. Number 9. Emotional alchemy. Strength isn't about avoiding pain, it's about transforming it into something greater. Imagine every setback or betrayal in your life as raw material, a rough, unrefined ore waiting to be turned into pure gold. That's what emotional alchemy is all about, turning life's most painful experiences into the fuel for your personal growth. Instead of letting hurt weigh you down or letting betrayal harden your heart, you choose to transform these moments into something powerful. When someone hurts you, that sting of pain is a signal. It tells you that something important has happened, something that challenges your view of the world. Instead of letting that pain linger and turn into bitterness, you use it as a catalyst to find your purpose. Every time you experience disappointment or betrayal, you have a choice: sink into despair or learn a lesson that refines who you are. By channeling the energy of pain into discovering what truly matters to you, you begin to see that even negative experiences can spark positive change. Similarly, hurt doesn't have to become a wound that never heals. It can instead be the very trigger that sets you on a path to healing. Whether it's through creative expression, self-care, or reaching out for support, you can transform those raw, aching feelings into a journey of self-discovery and recovery. The process might be gradual, sometimes painful, but each step you take builds resilience and deepens your understanding of yourself. And what about betrayal? It's one of the hardest things to swallow, but it also carries a hidden gift: wisdom. When someone betrays your trust, it forces you to reassess your boundaries and recognize your own worth. Over time, these lessons become invaluable guides, helping you navigate future relationships with a clearer vision of who you want to be. You learn not to let others define your value, but to find that strength within yourself. By transforming pain into purpose, hurt into healing, and betrayal into wisdom, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Every difficult moment, every challenge becomes the fuel for your evolution. It's like turning the lead of suffering into the gold of growth. This kind of transformation doesn't just change how you feel, it changes how you live your life. It empowers you to move forward with clarity, compassion, and a renewed sense of purpose, proving that sometimes the most challenging experiences are the ones that propel you toward your best self. So the next time you face a hardship, remember that you hold the power of emotional alchemy. Transform that pain and let it light your path to a brighter, wiser future. Number 10. Narrative reversal. Silence can be the most powerful response of all. Everyone expects a showdown, a clash of words and wills where one side wins and the other loses. Your adversaries show up ready for battle, armed with sharp comments and rehearsed retorts, fully expecting that you'll dive in headfirst. But instead of joining the fray, you choose a different path. Your refusal to engage catches them off guard, turning their anticipation into a twist in the narrative they never saw coming. Picture this. They've planned every detail of the confrontation. They're confident that once you react, their carefully constructed arguments will hit home, proving they were right all along. Yet, when you stay calm and collected, nothing happens. They're left swinging in the dark, trying to provoke a reaction that simply isn't there. In that moment, their expectations flip. Suddenly, it's not you they're battling, but the shadows of their own making. This isn't about avoiding conflict out of fear, it's about making a conscious choice to protect your inner peace. By stepping back, you show that you don't need to validate anyone's anger or satisfy their hunger for retribution. Their energy, which they thought would corner you, instead becomes a mirror reflecting their own unresolved issues. It's as if they're fighting an enemy that exists only in their own minds, a foe made of their insecurities and unmet expectations. As they watch you remain unmoved, a sense of confusion creeps in. Their strategy, built on the assumption that you'd retaliate, starts to crumble. The harder they try to draw you into the conflict, the more apparent it becomes that the real battle is happening within themselves. They find themselves trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and frustration, questioning not only their actions, but also the very reasons behind their need for confrontation. By not engaging, you subtly reclaim the power to shape your own narrative. You demonstrate that true strength isn't measured by how fiercely you fight back, but by the wisdom to know when a battle isn't worth the cost. Your calm presence, your deliberate choice to not meet aggression with aggression, becomes a powerful statement. You are not defined by the chaos others bring into your life. In that unexpected reversal, their anticipation of your downfall transforms into a stark reflection of their inner turmoil. Instead of proving a point, they are left to wrestle with their own shadows, while you continue forward, unburdened and in full control of your destiny. This narrative reversal is a quiet yet compelling reminder that sometimes the bravest move is simply choosing not to fight at all. Number 11. Living well as retaliation. Sometimes the most powerful comeback is simply living your best life. Imagine a scenario where someone tries to break you down, expecting that your pain or anger would eventually consume you. Instead of getting drawn into their drama, you choose a different path. You channel your energy into building a life that's rich with purpose, success, and peace. Every step you take forward, no matter how small, becomes a living declaration that you are not defined by their negativity. When you focus on living well, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Your success, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal growth, stands as a powerful testament to your resilience. It's a clear signal that their attempts to destroy you have completely backfired. Each achievement, each moment of peace, reinforces the fact that you're moving forward, regardless of the obstacles they put in your way. Picture it like this. While they were busy plotting your downfall, you were quietly working on yourself. You invested time in learning new skills, deepening your relationships, and nurturing your well-being. As you continue to grow, your life becomes a series of wins that they never saw coming. Their failure to shake you off becomes obvious in every facet of your daily existence. Every time you smile at a hard-earned success, every time you enjoy a moment of genuine peace, you're showing them that their negative energy had no lasting impact. Living well isn't about rubbing it in their faces. It's about affirming your own worth and reclaiming control over your narrative. You decide that your energy is far too valuable to be wasted on bitterness. Instead, you invest it in experiences that bring joy and meaning to your life. Over time, this consistent progress creates an unspoken challenge. If they had truly expected to see you broken, they now face the reality of a person who's stronger, wiser, and more vibrant than ever. This way of living becomes your ultimate form of retaliation. It's a quiet yet undeniable reminder that no matter how hard they tried to bring you down, you refused to be a victim. Your continued progress, your unwavering peace, and your hard-earned success are the best answers to any attempt to diminish you. They serve as living proof that the only way to truly defeat someone's harmful intentions is to rise above them and flourish. So every time you feel that old wound trying to reopen, remember that your life, filled with peace and progress, is the most remarkable form of revenge. In the end, living well not only elevates you, but also shows the world, and those who wished you harm, that their plan was doomed from the start. Choosing not to seek revenge isn't about letting someone off the hook. It's about choosing a better way forward for yourself. You recognize that getting caught up in anger and bitterness only ties you to old wounds, while trusting in the natural balance of life frees you to focus on growth and healing. Every moment you decide to step away from conflict is a quiet act of strength, a decision that your well-being matters more than anyone's desire for payback. As you continue on your journey, remember that your true power lies in your ability to move forward with calm determination. You're not defined by the pain others caused you, but by how you transform that experience into lessons and progress. Your life is a series of choices, and every time you choose peace over revenge, you're investing in a future that's full of potential and resilience. Keep taking one step at a time, knowing that letting go of negativity creates room for new opportunities and personal growth. Trust that as time passes, the truth of your character will shine through, and the balance of life will reveal its own kind of justice. You have the strength to build a life that reflects your values, and that in itself is the most meaningful victory. Stay focused on your path and let each day be a reminder that peace, progress, and authenticity are the true measures of success. Your journey is unique, and by choosing to rise above the need for revenge, you're writing a story of resilience and hope, one that inspires not only you, but those around you. Thank you, chosen ones, for watching, and God bless you.